Welcome to Nevermind The Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind The Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians! I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Never mind the furthermore is brought to you proudly by the good folks over at indiecd.org. Yes, the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, editors, flatters. Look. I've been talking about this for a long time. I'm going to keep talking about it. Indie CD is the place where you can go and get yourself set up, established, and not have to worry about the slings and arrows of social media malfunctions, folks. When X went down, Indie CD was running. When Facebook went down, Indie CD was running. And if Indie CD goes down, you know Joe's going to come running. So, if you want a reliable place where you can be hosted for only a single fee, a lifetime fee of $40, go down to indiecd.org and hook Joe up so he can hook you up with a great community made by creatives for creatives. We are, of course, also made possible by sales of my books. The Simple Sword. That's not one of my books. This is, though. All my books got scattered. Wow, that's funny. Okay. Well, The Fighting Axe. The Simple Spear. All part of my ongoing series of books designed to entertain, educate, and elevate as I nearly fall out of my chair. Yes, I'm working on some things. We'll get into accountability in a minute. It's a very, very special part of the month, very special part of the year for me. We're also made possible by the sales of the Big Stompy Robots line of games and books. I'm not destabilizing that. Which exists to help you enter the wonderful world of tabletop gaming, war gaming, tactics, and strategy in a way that's simple and fun and entertaining and doesn't cost you $1 million. Something where you can bring your own minis, or use the ones I make, or use the ones I'm acquiring because they're interesting things in the works. And of course, along with my assorted fictions, we will be still highlighting Haints and Hellfire, the granddaddy of my creations, the story of Appalachian Terror, told with the unique tongue-in-cheek way only I can. Now, with that said, I need to get into my accountability. And first and foremost, I will admit my accountability is a touch grim in that I am at 23,025 words. I intended to be more, but this last weekend was the weekend we celebrated. We did the early celebration and visit to my parents to celebrate my young son's birthday. Now, birthdays are something I take very seriously because they are not guaranteed. So we celebrated that with my parents. We will be celebrating on his day tomorrow. And it's a big deal for Xander. That's part of why he's sleeping in. So there was the day of celebration. Then we had to do a whole lot of errands to make up for what we usually do for Saturdays. And we were back to our almost normal Monday, except my lovely wife is at home right now. So hopefully with her presence, I can get a jump start both on some of the cleaning sorting I've been planning to do. Yeah. As well as the all important efforts to set up for the coming convention that is in less than a month in Cherville. So I will be talking about that more. I know I promised to have the information up for you guys, but like I said, I had some things going on. I've also had to deal with a few minor copy. Here we go. A few minor notices, but that's not, not all my stuff is necessarily public convention stuff, but this is the information for Region Con. April 13th, 2024, 10 to 10 at that location in Cherville. It is the new Parks Department convention building. This is another small one-day event. It will be a major event for the vendors, and there will be a lot of games. Now, it's really neat because this year they're going to be switching over to the LodgeCon model, wherein attendance will be free, but $10 if you're going to participate. Attendance is free, but $10 if you're actually playing games. Now, I will tell you a little secret that does not apply to Big Stompy Robots because that's me demoing my game. And I will fight tooth and nail to keep access to that game free because I remember what it was like to be too poor to go, to these things. And if you went to these things to be able to do anything. And I intend to always keep a bastion, a safe harbor, if you will, for those who want to attend but are not fiscally able to do what they would like to, as in many cases, the hobbies of wargaming and RPGs and stuff can be very expensive. Now, please remember that's can be, not necessarily are. And that's part of something I want to get into on as my monologue today. You see, friends, I want to congratulate some people who've reached out to me, and they're telling they want to build up, and they want to have a they want to start putting their art out. They wanted to start putting doing their writing. And one thing that I found was that there is a type of gatekeeping that happens quite frequently. And I have associated with people who are associated with groups who are alleged gatekeepers. Some of them are gatekeepers. I associate with a lot of people. But I will always be the guy, I'm not just going to beat down the gate. Oh, no, I'm not just going to beat down the gate. I'm going to build a handicap ramp because that's what I'm about. I want everybody to have the best shot that they can to do what they love. Now, I'm not going to make it, free. I do make things free, but make it easy for you, but I will make it simple for you. I try to make it fair so that you have the chance to chase your dreams, to be what you want to be. I'm passionate about this and it's important, but I won't do it for you. Now, I say this to remind folks that if you want to get into digital art, you do not need to spend vast amounts of money that you haven't already spent on other devices. Almost all of you have a cell phone of some kind. You might be one of those iPhone elites, or you may be a member of Samsung gang, or you may be like I was for years, the nameless Android I could afford. But there are free apps like Sketchbook. And I'm mentioning Sketchbook because I believe it's by Autodesk. It is a free app / program. And I say that because you can use it on your phone. You can use it on your computer. And the parity is very good. If you learn it on your phone, you can run it on your computer just fine. Display tablets can be very pricey. They've come down quite a bit. But if you're willing to learn a pen tablet that isn't a display tablet, and it is a different skill, there's a little disconnect. Those can be gotten mild quality for very little. I mean, we are genuinely talking sub $50 range. Okay? In this society, it's expected that you have an internet-connected device. I'm sorry, it's basically necessary. That being said, as soon as you have that, you have some tools that are free to access. Use them. Okay? If you want to self-publish, the simplest way to do so is to, again, simply go through something like Amazon KDP or Lulu.com or Draft to Digital. There are several other services. I speak to Amazon KDP because right now that's where I live. That is my home base, so to speak. And that it is free and it is one of the bigger games out there. Unlike the Amazon merch store, which I failed to get into, so I have to wait a couple more months to try again. The entrance is very low. So there are a lot of ways you can get in there and get your story out there. Now, there are people who will tell me, Nick, you're making competition with yourself. No. Okay, we are not competing with each other because nobody is doing the exact same thing. And no one that I know is producing at such a rate that there isn't a gap time with which one may go somewhere else during, a couple paychecks. Now, if you follow the lovely chat I have, not only will you find writers to fill your every paycheck and give you good stuff of a large spread of genres, but you'll find YouTube shows to spread your basically every need. And what you'll find is that you don't have time to watch other stuff after a while. Now, I am doing something a little special on that, so give me just a moment. Boom. Okay, cool. That being said, there are free programs. All right. So I want to write. First off, don't fall into the trap of AI. AI is a trap right now, especially. It is designed to catch creatives and allow them to be easily controlled. It is designed to keep people from growing and developing. It is frankly nauseating. So don't fall into that trap. But we've mentioned art programs. If you can spare $12 and are on Android, now be aware that other applications on like Kindle and things have used this name when they're not this app. It is called Infinite Painter. If you're not planning to add text to your work and you're doing digital art on your phone or tablet, your Android device, Infinite Painter is probably my favorite. If you're going to use a computer and you're willing to spend a couple bucks and you've never used things like layers or played with some of the types of layers or some of the more elaborate brushes, I do really recommend, I believe paint.net can be used for free as a browser, in browser, and for, again, like $6 or $12 last time I checked, downloaded as an offline, as an actual program. It is very nice for people who are just getting started and want to learn how to do that. For your writing, I passionately do not agree with the idea of, people need to get past, what was it? What was it they said? Was it Ubisoft or EA? One of them said people need to get past the idea of owning games. Well, my opinion is, first and foremost, if buying a game isn't owning it, then by that logic, pirating a game shouldn't be stealing it. Because you can't steal what isn't owned. Now, I know that legally is not true, and one should not pirate things at all. So I will definitely scold you not to pirate things. Do not use torrent sites like Pirate Bay. Do not look into that world at all. Certainly don't go to things like oldversion.com. You should pay for the programs you use. And honestly, if I have the means, I have no problem with paying for programs I use. But there are free programs. And one system I adore is the Google Docs system. Between Google Docs and Google Drive, especially if you're a Chrome user like I am, you can access the same files in the same, again, you have parity from your mobile devices and your main PC systems, whatever you're using across systems. It is very easy. It is very simple. This book was written the first draft of this book was written almost in entirety on my phone at times where I had a few minutes here and there. Okay. I'm 23,000 words into the next one in the same format. Now, I will say, if possible, get your words down in rough, enough to tell the story on the small screen while you have time, while you're waiting at the restaurant, or you're waiting at the doctor's office, or you're waiting on relatives to show up. Not while you're driving. Don't write and drive. There are free voice-to-text programs you can use. However, those can be a little dodgy, especially when you're writing. You may find that your writing has become peppered with unsolicited swear words, depending on how colorful a verbal entity you are while you drive. But you can do it for nothing but your time and creativity. I will say, if you are going to do that, do your editing on a large screen. Do your editing preferably on a PC, a Chromebook, or equivalent device. Have a keyboard that clicks into your larger Android device. That way you have enough screen to make sure things are formatted properly. That could be a bit of a challenge, and formatting, especially for Amazon, is a challenge. It is a game I get to play many, many times when I do the uploads, because there are shifts that happen in your margins. You will learn all this. You'll fight the good fight. Sometimes it will be easy, sometimes it will be hard, but always it will be worth it. So do not come at me saying, I can't afford to. That's not an excuse, friends. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to call this a Monday. I know nobody wants to get back to work. And I know after the warm spell, the cold snap that's hitting is sapping the joy out of us. But some of us, dear friends, some of us are reaching out and creating absolute wonders. And one of them that I want to just promote just a bit, friends. I want to get in here just because of love and respect. And I don't know if this individual is in the chat. Ask me if I care. But our own Miss Saren. Now, for reasons that I cannot discuss, our own dear Miss Saren has had to reinvent herself from a previous online identities, building up from the bottom. There were things that happened, and we'll leave it at that. Anybody who's been in this, been online presenting and creating long enough knows that can happen to anybody. But, dear friends, this lovely woman who has had the audacity and courage and bravery to read Haints and Hellfire and go, can I make an audio, can I produce the audio version for that? Yes. Of course you can. This talented vocal and visual artist has a channel where she is doing art and storytelling in parallel. And I believe it was last night she put up a lovely borderline ASMR bit of storytelling whilst drawing a delightful little character. Now, she has 11 subscribers. And yes, I know she's new. And under this name. But, dear friends, when I say she is not new to us, when I say she is one of our own, and anybody who knows me knows how I roll. We take care of our own. I'm going to suggest you check out the channel. I had to watch the video twice, believe it or not, because I was having a very difficult evening, again, for my own reasons. And listening to her tell her story was so well done with just a little bit of audio Foley work in the background that I was genuinely impressed, and more importantly, for about 11 minutes, transported out of my head and into somewhere else in a very neat format. Honestly, I would love to see somebody do a call and response style video with it, because it's truly wonderful work. But this 11, only a few views and 11 subscribers cannot and will not stand on my watch. So after you've liked, shared, and subscribed here, that way you don't face the wrath of the immortal Sarah, who hopefully will deign to visit us with her presence and rise from her casket among the Tower of Clocks. I really need to draw all that up because it's really a neat image in my mind. Guys, hook her up, all right? All right. Now, I'm sorry about that. I slipped into old Nickisms because I am that passionate. It happens. It's not often, but one does occasionally manifest the vocabulary and cadence of one's youth. Now, other news. Joe Bachman has a new ad trailer for Indie CD. Is it up? I'll check on that. If it is, I'll run that. If not, you can look forward to it Wednesday, and I'll run the old one. But we're gonna hit his ad, and then we're going to get back to you. He doesn't have his headphones on, so he can't hear me talking. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just check if it's up. If it's there. Oh wait, it looks good. It looks good. So we're gonna run this ad, and then I'll get back to you, because as interesting as I am, and friends, I'm interesting. This might be more useful to you. And your chat is even more interesting than I am. So we'll see all that in about a minute 11. All righty. I'm really excited to get into the chat, so let's drop right in and we'll go through it. Now, because I went a little long, because I had a bit more notice, I may do my greetings. Y'all can read the screen. Okay. Good morning and happy Monday, folks. Happy Monday, Joe. And there will be a Behind the Code tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. No new profiles, but we'll continue working on new Burning is Love website. Will Joe knock it out and get it done? I'm excited. Those are always great programs. He's usually joined by the effervescent Don Dulas. And it just helps make some great programming happen. And also, if you're wanting to save money on your next Lulu.com order of books, your favorite authors, you can use code SPRINGBOOKS15 to save 15% on your order. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for the heads up, Joe. And morning, we're joined by Trey. How you doing? She's probably piled under cats and blankies, stitching wonders. It's just sweet. Oh God, Trey, if you haven't heard Miss Saren's video yet, you need to. You will enjoy it immensely. Morning, friends. I just want to stop by and say hi. Editing work today. Be good and stay awesome. Well, Kelly is of course the mistress behind. Double clicks are fun. Behind the well received Rembrandt stratagem from the Paranormal Case Files of Bishop Kincaid, as well as Atomic Stories #1. I'm sorry, we have comment dumps that are hitting my comment dumps. And whoop. And for some reason, my highlight is just on a hair trigger today. But we're going to get through all this goodness, and we will try to deal with where we are. I have not lost Kelly's comment. It is just, you guys are talkative, and that's awesome. And we got greetings for Kelly, and morning Foxy, and we got greetings for Foxy. Sun isn't up yet, so wasn't sure, LOL. I'm not sure where you are relevant to the mountains in Utah, but that would definitely affect your sunrise/sunset time if they are west and or east of you. LOL. It is up here, but we might get snow. Yeah, folks, we might get snow today. Don't let that damper your spirits. Spring is still coming. It's just we have enjoyed the false spring, the fool's spring, part of the 12 seasons of Indiana. And Donna Carlene is greeting everybody, and everybody's glad to see Donna. And as it said, and here comes the Don Shooby Dooby. Hey, Donna, and again, more greetings as we knock to slowly getting brighter here, says Foxy. We live behind a big hill, so one of the last places in town to see sunlight. I see. Hello, everyone. Sorry to be late. I was promoting the show over on BCam's channel. Yes, BCam had, it's Monday, so he had his behind no warning. However, due to some shenanigans this morning, I may have come skating in due to the hey, everything's updating, so I did not get to see that. So I will be catching it in the rerun because it's always worth it. We should be back from dinner in time for Behind the Code. Good to know. And Don's greeting Witzman dude. And we'll probably be eating dinner during. See, you guys have plans. Morning, my friends. And we've been up since 3:30 this morning, so a nap might be in order after lunch. I ironically woke up at 5:30 for a while and then crashed. So I'm just yes, and that is a scientific term. Morning, Carl. It sounds like it, Carl. Hey, Thesis. Foxy sits on Thesis's lap. Hi. The things they say to artists. I am not going to picture things. I'm going to keep trucking. Dang it. It was chilly, so I had a variety of cats sharing the bed, which probably woke me. Then I had a good idea for promotion, so I had to get up. I know how that is. Woke up by a good idea. Get up and do it before you've seen it. Now we've got 18 watchers, 1 like through Facebook. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video so that I can get your message out better. Well, when you're on your own schedule, you can do that. Absolutely. After 44 years of working for the man, it's nice to be able to take a nap. Yeah, to nap. Yes. Hey, Trey. Donna's greeting Trey. And Thesis telling, silly fuck is saying, silly Foxy, my lap is not a chair. Is now Thesis. I believe she's invoking the cat law, because remember, foxes are cat software in dog hardware. Is now Thesis. Yes, she's invoked the right of, if I fits, I sits. This is a cat law. And 1 minute warning from Trey. And Joe saying good morning to everyone who's popped in. Been working on a new video this morning. And my man Joe is hopping and popping, trying to get big business, serious things done between all the calls. I keep expecting him to just pull on, throw a clip-on tie, talk on the phone, take it off. The man wears more hats than a Fortnite lobby. Anyway, hey, Joe is there behind the code last night. I ask ICD Joe and not Joe as well, please. And Joe says, yep, I'll repost that at the beginning of the chat. And good morning, Molly Daniels. How are you doing, ma'am? And everybody's greeting her. And oops, that's what happens when I multitask. Can't wait to see how much easier my hair will be after hopefully it gets chopped. Yes, we're still waiting with bated breath to find out how your hair will be cut. Morning, Molly and Sarah. And we got Sarah. Not hair chopping. No. That's okay. Your hair, your body. You do what you got to do, hon. Hey, Sarah, happy birthday. Wait a second. Wait. I did not get notice. No one told me it was Sarah's birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah. I hope you have an amazing one. I would have had shenanigans ready. And my art board is in the living room, so we'll talk. And morning, Molly and Sarah, says Trey. Foxy says, oh, what style are you thinking of, Dawn? Holy bleep berries, Batman! I may or may not have jumped highly. Yeah, but it's adrenaline. Adrenaline can lead to dopamine. Dopamine is the way. Sorry if it was uncomfortable, Sarah, but popped you right out of your casket today. How did the kitten handle the intro, Trey? And pardon my asterisks. No, that is an adequate level of censoring for any younger people who may or may not be in the audience. And Foxy says, I often do the grow and chop as I like to try different things. I understand that. I am in the middle of a grow for other reasons, and then we'll see what happens chop-wise. Xander got a chop, and there was a slight twitch, so he got a different haircut than usual. We'll see how it goes. Dang, says Sarah. Not sure, Foxy. Going to do a hair roulette. Bread purred. I don't think loud noises rattle our boys. Good. And speak of the angel, there's our own Miss Saren. Good morning. I cannot properly express how randomly delightful it was to find your video. It was masterfully done, Sarah. Saren. Miss Saren. But I say that so it doesn't sound like I'm saying Sarah. Because, like, my brain keeps giving you to the fusion dance. It makes Miss Saren. And that's enough to just completely cause me to file 404. Bread. Yeah, bread is the bread is the current name of the new cat because it is very needy. And that is delightful. Morning, Sarah. Saren. And morning, Foxy. And there's Miss Saren. Your video Saturday was awesome. People who haven't watched it need to do that after NTF, of course. Yes. They're probably used to loud noises from being outside. The new cat's name is Bread because he's a needy baker. Did the cat distribution send you another kitty? A new cat, not car. Yes. And Saren is thanking Thesis, and Dawn's laughing at Troy. And wow! Nevermore the Furthermore! My boy, Silver Ogre himself. Okay, stop. Conjugate and listen. Silver here is rocking a Captain Harlock icon, and I'm just going to give him props for that because Captain Harlock has some of the greatest ideas ever. And just all the love in the world for that. And Dawn, see if this one is easier for you in form of heart. And Trey, a gray tabby kitty, about a year old. Yep. Dog who lost finished Hates and Hellfire, still digesting it. Oh, my sweet summer child. When you were talking about chapter 20's little bit of threatening, I had to be so quiet because I knew the horrors inflicted. Much like this show, it starts off fairly predictable and, relatively straight, and then goes right off the rails into eldritch insanity. But now I can look at you and say, what is the name of that song? And you will get forever the laugh that goes through my mind. You are welcome. And I will warn you, the next one, there will be damage. And yes, that all came from the mind of the light and fluffy Hawaiian shirt-wearing goofball you've all come to know and love. And, oh, nice. Welcome, Bread, to a wacky family. And Thesis is running a YouTube show. I'm not sure which one. And was morning, Sarah. And Dawn saying hi to Xander when you wake up. And hey, Silver, long time no see. I'm glad to see Silver, my chat. He's a cool dude. And put any links you have in the chat, Silver. Oh, you can't. You don't have a wrench. Okay, well, I'm behind on a commercial, so I will run an ad. Let me see. Whose ad shall I run? Oh, I'll run the new Life on Korra ad.
What up, lovelies? This is Mike Jimmy, CEO of Ferguson and the creator of Love and Korra, now back with our 7th issue in the series, The Bond. Love and Korra is a series of one-shots, building a world one story at a time. A couple of years ago, I went in the world and I told a couple of writers to go have fun in my sandbox. And so they did. Each adventure is unique and adds just a bit more to make this world feel more and more alive. They can be read separately and all contain a complete story. In our upcoming release, you follow Sevier and Aphil on their journey into maturity and find out if their friendship breaks down in rage or whether their bond is stronger than bad emotions. Now on Kickstarter and Fund My Comic.
All right, Silver, it will be a little bit before I can get in and give you your wrench, sadly, because my YouTube is being a little argumentative. But support Mike Jimmy. He's a great guy. We're going to have a lot of people that need your support here. It's what we do. And speaking of people worth supporting, hi, Molly. Accountability sent out my newsletter, decided on cover art, and changed the title for the 3rd time. Need to update the upcoming Patreon blog. You and me both. That's a great thing. And you aren't supposed to eat the book. No. No, this is the kind of book that you devour before it devours you. Oh, yeah. Joe Bachman, accountability, still working on the news story. Excellent. Still working on the revamped The Burning is Love site. More excellent. Working on mock-top site for a potential client. Get her done! And Trey's greeting Silver, and Dawn saying, oh, I devour them. Was it good for you, Dawn? Was it filling? Hey, Silver. Well, yeah, you got a hey coming in from Donna Carleen Silver. You should be happy. Morning, all morning, Josh. Nom, nom, nom. Don't get paper cuts in your mouth. Those are no fun. Nope. Morning, Silver and Josh. Oh, and working on new time travel story for the other trilogy I started 5-6 years ago. Was having trouble with the middle, so I started over. Sometimes you have to do it. I have plots that are about that old that will come rattling to fruition as I get through the... I did not expect... This was supposed to be a couple hundred words. I'm on the 2nd one in the series. And there are remnants of something that I realized might be in the same universe that may get filled out and completed. And so there may be hints coming rattling in. And Dawn is greeting Josh as only she can. Morning, Josh. No, they aren't. And we've got a full house on a Monday. I'm loving it, guys. I love having you guys here talk about what's on your mind. Paper cuts on your tongue are a whole new level of ouch. Tongue wounds in general are a whole level of ouch. I hate that since I nearly bit off mine. Still have the scar. It's faded after many, many, many years. Oh, where is Cherryville? Cherryville is in Northwest Indiana. It is west of Maryville, Hobart, and it's in that area where the towns are kind of horseshoe shaped, so you can go into one and into the other and back and forth quite a bit, but it's on 30, or it's very near 30 in, Cherryville's on 30 in Northwest Indiana. It is almost entirely a straight shot up 41 for me. Very good gaming convention. It many years ago, I mean, that was my big start out. It's just a huge deal. Morning, Dawn Bird. And Boxy, that is one of my biggest fears, LOL. And hey, Aunt Donna, I fear envelopes. I can understand that. Hey, Trey. And I've done it more than once. You think I'd learn? But no. That sounds terrible. It really does. And Josh is reading these as well, Blade. I asked this on BKM show. Has anyone heard of the controversy over the like button on FB? Apparently, it triggers Gen Z's anxiety. Well, I have been told that proper punctuation, it can be intimidating culturally for Gen Z. I honestly don't know if it's Gen Z or Gen Alpha from the restart, but it's interesting. I had not heard about it, but if you don't hit the like button there, please go on to YouTube. It does me much better, actually, to get support through YouTube than it does on Facebook, because it helps the YouTube algorithm share me around. I am on Facebook and I am broadcasting to Twix for now, to X for now, because that's where I get the most access. If that changes, I'll move over and try to get acquainted with Twitch. But Twitch has some very strange mandatory hour of viewing things, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Had a job once where I was there much shipper of things. I understand that. Carl says, sorry, I pulled the Dan until Calvin put a claw in my belly. Naps happen. You do this long enough, and you will fall asleep on screen. I have. It's just I was on a panel where nobody noticed. I heard a little about that months ago, Molly. I think some kids were probably trolling a reporter. That's possible too. I still have to do a book on the Tuscaloosa tornado. Dawn almost forgot her light. You almost caught a whooping from the cat of nine wielded by our own Sarah. Be careful. Another author posted it. Suddenly her thread blew up with people explaining it. Huh. Interesting. Shame, Dawn. Or if you want to self-publish, get some advice from people in this group who do it. They're happy to help that way. And yes, remember, when I say I self-published, behind that board right there is a HB 1020 business printer. I self-published, friends. There is a comb binder up there. And when people tell me, well, what do you do if the net-free publishing things go down? What if you can't do it that way? I will step all the way back to there, friends. Don't tempt me. I've seen me do it. I am the king of falling back and punting. And good morning, everyone, and happy birthday, Sarah. I hope that you have an amazing day. Yes, indeed. Oh, sorry. There's a weather front right outside. We are watching the front go by the windows, and I am just feeling it. So I apologize for the yawns. We are happy to help in any way we can. Yes. Hey, Squee. Hey. Yes, happy Sarah. I don't want to get sued. Yes. It's Sarah's birthday. She's 22. Happy birthday to Sarah. Happy birthday to Sarah. Happy birthday, Sarah. Happy birthday. Do. Yeah, that way I can't get sued. Happy birthday, young one. Happy birthday, Sarah. Happy birthday to Sarah. I'm sorry for I'm late to the party. Happy birthday. Good morning, Chris. And we got more greetings, and all the birthday wishes. Sorry, writing while listening. Thank you. No, you are fine. And good morning, Mr. Hollifield. Good morning, Mr. Hollifield. Morning, Dan. Old Dan has come down off the mountain. Morning, Dan. Morning, Dan. Can't post on your page, Sarah, so I thought I'd sing to you here. Ha ha. It was wonderful. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Speaking of an ATM, hey, Chris. Hey, Dan. Morning, Josh. Apologize for not seeing you earlier. It happens. Yeah, I need to change the settings on my page. I'll get to that right now. I just have to remember where I blocked that option. Voice to text for me? Oh, dear. Right, Dawn? They also dislike accents. I'm aware of that, but it's one of those it's a good program if you have no other option. I need to go edit my Google Docs. I'm out of space. I know I have to watch mine carefully because I host a couple large space folders, including the secret ad folder for this channel, and the Leafy Moss folder, which I am not saying might have the Drawing Comics the Marvel Way as a PDF on there. I can neither confirm nor deny that that is on there. Speaking of a tank, sounds like one out at... Okay, I think that broke. And this is me promoting Miss Saren, the Siren. Woo! And she is. Foxy, you have no idea how they butcher my words, those programs, that is. Oh, I've seen plenty, Chris. Wonder what they would do with a full-on Minnesota accent. That would almost be a fun video. You know, set up the voice to text and just speak into it. Foxy says, my childhood doctor had one of the first programs to put his notes in because his hands are arthritis. Hey, it is accessibility, and I do love some accessibility to run alongside my accountability. It just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And I have to get back up. Wait, not that far. There we are. Talking about that tank sounds like one outside. Gotcha. And listening to him talk to the machine, then curse it. Listening to him talk to the machine, then curse at it was enlightening, no doubt. I listened to it once, just audio, then went back and watched it again with the audio and video. That's the same thing that happened to me. I'm one of the 11. Thank you, Nick. Glad you... No. Okay. People accuse me occasionally of, well, you're nice, and you're being nice. Friends, I will remind you once again, as occasionally has to be found out, in the good side of things and in the less than pleasant side of things, I am not a nice person. I am a kind person. And I believe that I have to have some level of integrity. Which is why, if I haven't read it, I'll say, I've heard good things about this book. If I have read it, I will tell you what I think about it. I will tell you that Miss Saren's first video, the audio was so cozy and so warm and inviting, it felt like an old friend. And I was, I'm so glad that Trey found it, because, boy, is that in Trey's bailiwick. But Miss Saren is a siren. She can do phenomenal things with her voice. And she's a talented artist. And really, I'm really big on appreciating what she can do. And I'm really honored to have the association I have with her, considering her tremendous talent. And she is one of those people I sincerely believe will eventually be discovered by somebody far higher up the totem pole of life, the pyramid, the ladder, than I, and will really shine, because there's just too much talent there for anything else. Me too. Hey, Miss Saren. I had to listen and not watch, of course, because of the zooming in made me really nauseated, but that's a me problem. I can understand that. I'll check it out, Miss Saren. Yes, you should. Already liked and subscribed. Did that last week. Hi, Adana. Morning, ladies and germs. Grant, morning. Got greetings for Grant. Hey, Grant. Good job on Cryptid Crunch last night. Sorry to hear that. Makes sense, though. I might see if I can practice drawing digitally with less zooms. Depending on the program that you are running, you can record it without the zooming. It will just show the progress. Because mine doesn't show the zooms when I do time lapses. Morning, Grant. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. It is our pleasure. And Grant's greeting everyone of the cryptids, which I will probably run an ad for in a bit. Have some visual issues with fast music. Cindy probably shouldn't watch due to the flashing. Yes. Cindy, it's one of those, if you can stop the video but listen to the audio, it's amazing. Hey, Chris, and everybody else I missed. And dude, that music is 100% me. Where did this come from? I'll be playing it a lot. So I think there's love for the new Indie CD ad, which it's justifiably so. The character was adorable, though, at the end. The character was adorable through the whole thing, and I love the synergy of drawing that character who, not to give spoilers, but that lovely character is of a class with which I've associated most of my life and are always some of the most interesting and good people. That's a good point, love. Cindy could maybe listen, but watching would be a problem. Dang, Joey, intense. Yeah, that new theme woke up. It woke him up inside. Carl can't get up till the claw hits his belly. And that's all my apologies to Amy Lee for that. A great new ad, Joe. And hey, Grant, good show last night on Cryptid Crunch. Epic music. Thanks, Donna. I like that, Joe. Yes, Grant. Good show last night. Music perfection. Hey, Grant, looked like you had fun last night. Dang, Joe. Awesome music. Everybody's loving the music that Joe's throwing out. And he's got his headphones off, so I don't know if he's seeing it or not, but he should. Love the music. Thanks, Carla Dan. Might also try CSB's internal time. Yes. That's what I usually use. It will give you the amount of time with no space between the cuts and then a couple shorter ones for making shorts. It is a very good feature if you remember to turn it on. Whose ad was that again? I'm trying to change my Facebook preferences. Indie seated, Sarah. For some reason, my Kickstarter is going down instead of up. That means people are pulling their funding out. It happens. Because of that, let's see if we can't do something. And we are at nearly the hour, so I will have no problem for the people who need to go see Daphne and Nita. But help, if you haven't helped, help Grat Lankard out.
Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Chupacabra. For millennia, these creatures have perplexed the human race. But what if they are forces of good? What if they have been sent here by a federation of more advanced alien species to help and defend the human race? That's the premise of League of Cryptids, a new comic book by Grant Lankard, creator of the smash hits Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid. His new comic, League of Cryptids, is a 4-part story involving these 5 creatures banding together to defend Earth from an invading alien race, just as one of their members is losing faith in the human race and questioning their mission. The epic tale begins in League of Cryptids 1.
League of Cryptids is a great concept. And, as I shared it in a certain humor group, guys, let's not deface or any other place on the statue of Mothman in Point Pleasant. Mothman is one of those lovely entities you do not wish to annoy. He just has a big interest in warning people of the dangers of inappropriate infrastructure. So if you're not driving on a road that's been at least inspected by the Bachmans, I wouldn't trust it. And let's see. Where were we? AKA Joey B. Burning. How does that work, Grant? Grant, what? That can happen with Kickstarter because it doesn't pull the money out right away. And that was my new ad for Indie CD. Sarah, I just created it this morning, hoping my funds hit before the end of the campaign. Oh my gosh, Joe, glorious music. Everyone's basically headbanging to Joe's ad, which tells me everything I need. I think I'll miss the old theme though, Joe. Though it does sound fun, sound good. Maybe more professional. Indeed. Did someone back out, Grant? Rushes to see. Foxy, they're trolls who pledge to Kickstarter just to cancel their pledges to make the creators mad. It happens. And figured it out. I had the setting for only me being able to post on my FB page. That makes sense, Sarah. Thank you for fixing that. That's crappy of them. Yes, it is. Thesis, one guy who has changed his pledge 4 times. That is a troll. I think you can report them to Kickstarter, though. 16 watching, 14 likes. Let's even it up. It'd be nice. I have the entire charge written on my calendar, so I don't forget. Hey, Sarah. Happy birthday, Sarah. Hey, Alec. Great to hear from you, bud. I was starting to get a little concerned. Hey, Alec. Sorry I missed no warning. I work all weekend, so I sleep in on Monday. This was a lot of issues this morning, but we made it work. Hey, Alec. Happy birthday, Sarah. Hi, Alec. Simple at Nick. Next ad break, go grab the stuff for Sarah's shenanigans. I would, but I'm having what's called bad leg day, which means I will not be able to move rapidly from my studio to go acquire what I was talking about and then come back. So we'll see. It would take a lengthy ad to be sure. Hey, everyone, I was sleeping. Just didn't sleep well last night. Well, I'm glad your sleep is important. Get what you need. See, sleep is important. Hey, Alec, hugs. People seem to enjoy my stream last Saturday, apparently to the point certain folks think I should revisit the topic on a later date. And you're going to have to do that sometimes because your opinion will change, your presentation style will change. You may find a new way to broach the topic. And let's see. Now I'm back working on school. I need to update Amanda on some things with school. Yes, you do. Ooh, Alec, is it okay if I hang some of the art I got from you in camera view? I'd like to show it off. Alec says, sure, Trey. Excellent. Hey, Alec, you should never apologize for sleeping. I hate that you didn't sleep well. Absolutely. Thank you. It's already framed with a spot picked out. Just needed permission. Look at that purple heart. Yay. Like, that became a double layer heart. Sorry. I have to be careful. Yeah, I want to make sure my hearts actually look like hearts. I remember checking into your stream thesis. I just don't remember much. I was medicated. I'm glad it took Joey did the heart thing, and I missed it for a second. I only caught the motion of the little digital hearts going up. So I'm like, wait. God, Joe loves to trigger I'm a fan of Nuke's top 5, top 5 ghosts caught on camera. And it'll have this, did you see it? He loves to mess with me that way. And I'm glad I took the day off, though, for me. I'm glad, too. Get the rest you need. Accountability, about 2/3 through the first draft of Beowulf #0. I also went back to an old hobby, painting game minis. Excellent, Grant. Morning, Alec. Oh, Dawn, getting back to emailing you today. And Kuak, thank you. I wish I could paint minis, but my hands just shake a bit too much. I understand that. Depending on the mini, there are some tricks you can do, especially on vehicle minis. We can talk about that if you ever really want to. An update on the kids. And the link was posted to Saren's video. Excellent. Enjoyed your thesis. I hate that I didn't get to see it all live. No worries, Chris. It was awesome to have you stop by. I usually have to watch it in rerun just because I do so much streaming that Saturdays are one of the days I don't usually broadcast. And were I not traveling, I would have been broadcasting because I have been given a bit of an invite to Sketchy Saturdays that Needle Adding is putting out. And It was a privilege last time I got to go on there. I would like to again. It's just when family matters come up, I will have to have them trump what's going on because that's a necessity. Let's see. Had the Life on Koepp ad music stuck in my head last night while I was trying to sleep. Dan Hollifield will be proud of that because he did great work on that. Alec, Sarah, me. No, how I remember north, east, south, west, never eat sour worms that go in the order clockwise. That makes sense. Good day, everyone. Good day, Radio Retro Futures. That sponsored vocal, the Sultan of Steampunk himself. 41 is about 15 miles away from me. Okay. Hey, radio. Hey, Bonsert. Morning, Bonsert. We've got greetings and greetings and greetings. It's the tone with the proper punctuation with most Z. Speaking as a Gen Z at Lamau, well, it's nice to have them represented. I'm a millennial, and I pause and wonder if someone uses a period online if it means they're mad. To make things crystal clear, I do not do angry subtext. If I am upset, it will be crystal clear. I do have a little bit of office-ease in me, so the line per my last email and equivalent phrases may in fact be used if it is necessary, but it's rare I have to go down such direct routes. I give many, many warnings. And see, technically, I am a zillennial. I am right on the cusp between Gen X and millennial. I was raised by much older parents than a lot of people, but I was exposed in a very technology and culture forward area. So I'm all over the place. Let's see. And hello, Donna. Can't stay long. Well, we appreciate while you can. They think periods mean you're mad at me. I was hoping you'd chime in, Alec. Yesterday, I launched the Kickstarter for the Casket Girls. Reached 154. My dyslexia acted up at there. Funding in 24 hours. Because if you do good work, you have your audience nailed down. It is excellent. On my phone as I'm fixing food, so typing is slow. I understand. It's because depending on the habits of whoever you're talking to, it can absolutely mean that, LOL. That's true, too. Yeah, Molly, it wasn't on until like 15 minutes ago. I saw the comment that Nick pulled up. Still, I understand both sides of it. My page will go back to just me being able to post after all the birthday bombing. So sweet. I've had things posted on my page before I didn't appreciate in the past. Appreciating the past. Yeah, my dyslexia is flying. I think I might have to go out and do something I don't normally do, which is get about 2 fingers of a caffeinated beverage. But so sweet. I've had to appreciate it since I changed it. I understand. I'm typically bad at punctuation because I forget a lot of times. Congrats, radio. I use the like button when I agree and don't feel the need to comment. The love when I absolutely embrace it. That makes sense. Thanks, Grant. And strawberry shortcake with whipped cream for breakfast. Yummy. That sounds delightful. I'm working hard not to green room myself. I totally understand, Sarah. Thank you for allowing posts today. Oh, that sounds good. Good, Sarah. Oh, I'm jealous, Sarah. And I love on my families and friends posts most of the time, the ones whom I like, and like button for the rest of my Facebook memes. I understand. Happy birthday, Sarah. And so good. Thanks, guys. To me, it does not mean I'm indifferent. That's the problem with text. It's hard to decipher the context. You can't infer sarcasm, humor, honest feelings all the time. Man, I have an eye goober. I'm sorry, Foxy. Going to be listening out of listening range for a few minutes. That's okay. That's why tone tags become popular. Yes, with Gen Z. Then pull your butt over, Sarah. Tone tags? I need to finish Foxy's new ads that she can talk again. You mean insert emotion? I know it took me long enough. And Ethan says, then again, maybe Gen Z signal that we're doing something wrong. There's something a little ridiculous about having to add /SRS to end to say I'm serious or J for joking. We live in an era where there was a lot of a lot of noise, but not much communication. And hi, glad to see you. Yes, Foxy, tone tags are back to life. If I was joking and didn't sound like it, I would add /J at the end of the sentence. Honestly, it's a wonderful system. I find it brilliant. Been lurking. Hey, Ethan. Maybe some of us need to put the freaking electronics in the grass and touch grass and interact with real people. Sometimes we do. Hey, Thesis. And the music for the ad is all well written and recorded, so I just need a little voiceover and the ad will be done. Excellent. Oh, that's what those are called. Of course, I use J/K when I'm kidding. Insert sarcasm when I'm about to be fastidious. Facetious. I know that word, but my brain was trying to tell me it was something else. Morning, Ethan. Everyone's greeting Ethan, and Ethan is greeting everyone. Nick will tell you the God's honest truth, because to me, he even says, I hate that I can't lie to you. Here's the deal. For the same reason that I don't take a lot of those, what household are you supposed to be in quizzes? Because I can look at the questions and go, if I say that, they're going to say this. If they say that, they're going to say this. If I say that, they're going to say this, etc. I know what people want to hear, what would make them feel better. And what I try whenever possible is tell them what they need to hear in as gentle a way as possible. Because that's what I want. I want people to be politely straight with me. Okay? Because we can be honest without being brutal about it. There are too many people who will weaponize brutal honesty as an excuse for cruelty when it's not necessary. At the same time, that doesn't excuse deception. So I will be like, if somebody asks me, what's the world like or what's going on, I have to be honest. I have to say the scary stuff and the true stuff. But then I will, if allowed, say, but there's hope and light and options. And that's where we have to be. Also, hey, Ethan, morning. And kindness is a gift that needs to be shared and spread. Absolutely. And here's the thing. One of the big differences between kindness and niceness is transactional. Niceness has an understanding of reciprocation. It is a form of politeness, and it has its place, but it is not supposed to be a currency you put into to get actions out of others. That makes it, in many ways, manipulation. That being said, if you're not at least polite and civil to me when you're asking something of me, you're not likely to get it. And let's see. We love Saren. It's amazing to interact with her every time she's in the chat. Saren is just talented in so many ways, and I'm so proud of her doing what she's doing and facing it. It takes so much courage. Alex Creation, Lamau. I have two people who I absolutely cannot lie to them, at least to their faces. I have several. Amanda, Trelena, Joe, and Alec because of my role. I'm a role model. And I understand that is part of, because of that, there's a tremendous responsibility to try to be honest about, and not just honest in the way of you be honest and kind and brave if you can. brave as you can, and patient. To be honorable. These things have to be modeled. They need to be discussed. And people need to see it happening. So there are many layers into why I can't be deceptive to someone, especially in Alex's situation, especially among and considering the topics that I'm encountering. Aw, thank you, Alec. Going to continue lurking. Well, we're glad to have you, Ethan. Morning, Ethan. And sorry for not chatting much. Fixing a computer for a coworker. I've been watching Joe switch over from, fun mode to business mode to getting stuff mode to talking to people in the house mode. He's been excessively busy today, even by Joe standards, which is quite troubling for me. It's like, no one should have that much energy. Busy Joe. Yeah, Nick always tells me that in person, like after our library monthly sessions, we tend to stand and talk for a bit, and it always gets said, I'm sorry, it just happens. It's not like you have a lot to do, Joe, says Trey. Oh, God. I'm containing the green room commentary that went rushing through my mind right there. I could have gotten Joe, me, Trey, man, I could have gotten all sorts of people in trouble real fast with where my mind went with that sentence. And I love fixing computer issues. It's my favorite thing to the world. Like when Foxy flipped her desktop upside down. Not the image, but the whole desktop. Yes, there's a method to do that. It makes a wonderful prank. Joe, don't worry about it. If you're busy, you're busy. We got Trey. Don't worry. Kidding. Joking. And it wasn't me. It was the toddler. I understand. Listening mode engaged. I got a few things to do in the background. Well, we're going to have to round up pretty soon. And dealing with printers on a Monday should be against the law. I agree. My dad deleted the desktop once. No start button, no icons, no nothing. Joe had to talk me through DOS over the phone, and they got rid of DOS. It's like, give me my command bar and leave me alone. I can find my files on my own without your graphics. Because Millennium was a piece of... Anyway, dealing with printers, period. Thanks, Nick. My pleasure. Reminding me that I need to work on my printer later, Joe. And Trey, that was Yahoo Tech Support that walked you through that over the phone, LOL. I can do a little DOS thanks to learning when I was a kid. Calvin is knocking everything over in office, so it must be cat lunchtime. See you on Behind the Code tonight. Dad was a bit confused. Bye, Carl. See you, Carl. Had to reinstall the software and drivers for a printer and update Bluebeam Revu, knockoff Adobe. Ooh. For a coworker this morning, both were giving me issues. I'm not surprised. I'm sorry, when I hear knockoff Adobe, you have my attention. I can't tell you how many times a week I get phone calls or texts from my parents with how to insert a really annoyingly simple tech thing. Well, I understand that. That's why I try desperately not to bug you. We love Mothman. Mothman's awesome. Okay, lunchtime. See you later. And yeah, we are winding down the show, so I'm going to run some ads.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
No, Dan Hallfield, thank you for everything you do. And let's see. We hit Kitty Cat lunchtime. See everyone Wednesday later. Most of my coworkers know how to do simple stuff like this, but I'm the only one in my department who has admin credentials. And I miss the Indie CD ad. I'll have to catch it Wednesday. Yep. It's a good one, though. Bad leg days suck. Yes, they do. My hip's been angry lately. Yes. Probably going to use the same ad as the intro for Behind the Code and The Burning is Love 2. Excellent. Listening mode seriously engaged. Driving soon. Drive safe. I'll try not to be funny. Joe says, I'm innocent, folks. You know how I just said I'm not supposed to lie? That was a quote. Anyway, I can never seem to do the hand arts thing because my hands don't like to function. I understand. Innocent BS. Joe, you're innocent. I must be the pure devil. / Top 5 records. And if you get that reference, you are indeed cool. Alec, check out March 6th and me trying to do the hand heart. Laughs hard enough to cause hiccups. And I've got a bridge in London to sell you, Joe. Actually, that bridge got moved to Arizona, and at least the original one. And David Hasselhoff shot a horror movie that at least has to be seen once there. I can do hand hearts, but they're not always right. Oh, I saw that show, Dawn. I saw Laugh So Hard. I was lurking. Lurking happens. Going to listening mode while I work on other stuff. It happens. Nick is just repetitive in his emails with me in a sense. That's because he means what he says. Many times when I'm speaking to you on subjects, the only answer is the same thing I say every time. And there's some messages that you just need to hear enough to let yourself believe. And I know that. I know what it's like to have that continual and lingering self-doubt. And sometimes you need to hear it. And many times I go through my days, and a lot of what I do is just trying to do what I would want done for me in a given situation. And a lot of times it's just reminding folks that they're worth it. And yeah, I know sometimes I'm repetitive on the show. I get the odd troll who will speak out saying that I am trying to be too much Mr. Rogers and it's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. And maybe I am. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But never seen a single Harry Potter movie or read the books, but I've taken several quizzes and gotten different reviews each time. I can see that. Fun part, you learn how to let people down pretty gently in medical services. You can't just say you're dying, bud, when someone is bleeding out. And there are ways to do it. But you learn that brutal honesty, but you learn when brutal honesty is required to get the point across. How long have you been in doing this, Ethan? Because being there when someone passes is a fortunately fairly rare experience for most people. And it's one I've had more than a few times. It's a hard thing. And it's a real thing. And I appreciate you are learning and you're walking that path. Honestly, Ethan, I'd rather hear that like honesty in medical people. Yeah, I'd freak out even more if I was told that I was bleeding out drastically. I've been giving around the runaround too many times. And don't forget, folks, you can still comment and they will be read live from X and Twitter. Yes, if you're watching this over on X, let me know. Because if I'm not getting many people, I will consider looking for another service to route. But I know I have a few dedicated X folks that I try to reach out for. Because right now especially, there is a lot of tribalism going on. There is a lot of brother turning against brother. There is a lot of saber rattling and just a lot of anger. And as long as people are civil, whether I completely politically disagree with them or not, as long as they are civil, we can engage in conversation. As long as they can respect reasonable boundaries. And this is for whoever, because I'm fairly independent on a lot of my concepts. We can communicate if we remember to maintain civility and respect. Foxy, I'll be honest, while still keeping people calm, good plan. It's part of the job is to keep people as calm as we can, which people don't do calm well. No, people do not. I still remember when I broke my hip and the doctor was like, looked at the x-ray, was just like, it's broken. Yeah, it was indeed. I was looking over the shoulder. Man, that's broke as break can break. Ouch, doctor. My favorite response to a break was after I'd been told I was being a sissy by the nurse when I finally got into the ER after nearly passing out from blood loss from my thumb. The digital x-ray came up and there were 3 people looking at it. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me for just a moment.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Sorry about that. I had something to take care of, and then it popped my ears, and suddenly my balance feels a lot better. Let me get back into the comments. But my favorite was the x-ray came down on my thumb, and I just really geek out. But my thumb looked like the crystalline entity. For non-Star Wars Next Generation geeks, it looked like a green screen rendered Christmas tree snowflake that was supposed to be a straight line because it had shattered down the middle and then splintered off from being crushed and pulled out. The nurse who was calling me a sissy fainted, as in literally dropped, head, eyes rolled up in the back of her head and fell over. The nurse next to her decided that was a good time to yell Europe into the garbage can. And the x-ray tech went, dude, and throws a thumbs up at me and goes, that's gnarly. I've been doing this for whatever many years. Never saw one do that. I'm like, thanks. So, yeah, I get that. And let's see. It's broken. I was looking over the show of Man. He did break his hip in dramatic fashion. It was pretty darn broke, Ethan. If I could share the picture, I would. Nick said last time we talked in person, you need to be like how you had Nitsu during the session. Along those lines in wording. Almost like role-playing is a good opportunity to try out and see how to feel your emotions and express yourself. I mean, what? No! And I think he's right. I like everything about that sentence right there. I like the context, I like the wording, and I like being accurate. I like being correct. There is a difference between I want to be right and no, it feels good to be accurate and appreciated. Thesis, I'd offer to give you my email or something, but I don't want to drop contact info in the chat. Understood. Huli likes. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Huli says, hi, Dawn. She appreciates you being part of her fan club. Thesis, welcome to the Welcome to being senior tech support. Bluebeam Revu is still expensive, not as expensive as Adobe, but it's also a pain in the butt to do the same things that are relatively easy, so easy to accomplish. I don't know where I pulled relatively from. Thanks for the heads up. Read it as old people don't understand tech, so you fix it. I got head out too, but thanks for the stream, Nick. Everyone have a lovely day. You too, hon. And we're going to end up winding up real soon, so let's kind of cut the comments down. Let me see how far we have to go. Yeah, I'm going to say ease back on the comments, guys, as a request so that I can get out of here. I have some things to do, and I don't want to have to cut your comments off. I deal with my mom, who comes to me every 5 minutes when she's on her phone asking me to fix something. Understood. LOL, Alec, my kids help me out when something's wrong. Lately, it's the new phone. Oh, I'm used to being tech support, Ethan. Most people I know will call me before they call Geek Squad or Official. Well, yep. Lamau. That's me to my mom, Molly, because you do it for free. First time I met Foxy's family, I was immediately roped into installing a Discman as a CD drive on her dad's laptop. It was fun. Wow. That is a trip right there. That was a journey. After working in emergency services, my phone or computer glitching feels trivial compared to the tech on the ambulance glitching, like the computer-aided dispatch. I understand that too, because I was a DSP for several years. It does change your attitude on what people are stressed out by. My coworkers up here all knew me when I was IT manager at Indot, so they tend to just call me first before submitting a ticket to our IT department. I do believe that if you are doing the job, you should be receiving the pay, though. Sorry, my labor Nick is coming out again. You could be my 6th or 16th bonus child. What does XDDDD stand for? It's basically a laughing face, repeated. Alex Creations. Note to self, if my tech breaks, call Joe or Thesis. Yeah, I'm focusing on comics to sell, trade at used bookstore in town, be still taking them, making ends meet, #adulting. That's a game enough for most of us. Molly, laughing emote. It's a laughing face, Molly. Yes, always call Joe with Thesis. Ethan with tech. Gotcha. After I typed it, I saw it. Slow Gen X learner here. It happens. My mom is a mix of baby boomer and Gen X. She's technically a baby boomer. I get it, though. Don't get the X, though. That's the squinty eyes. The closed-up eyes when somebody's laughing real hard. Okay, at the dock. Have a great Monday. I'll see most of you all tonight. Yep. And she's a boomer, says Google, as she's 70 to 78. Yep. Good luck, Don. Not as rare as you'd like to think for EMS. Been doing this for 6 months and already handled 4 bodies. When I was saying rare, I was saying for the general population. I understand that EMS does a lot of pickup because I see a lot of ambulances going without lights. That's got to be hard without siren. Lights on, no siren. Don't know. I could do it. Clean just one over the weekend. You need to find somebody to talk about, to counsel you with working that job, Ethan. And I mean a professional. Being exposed to that level of stress and that level of stakes and that level of loss can really cause problems. So you need to carefully tend to your mental health. I'm late December 1965. I claim GX. I'm Gen X. I understand. Good day, everyone. Back to work. Bye, Bonser. Have a great day, Bonser. Be safe, everybody. Have a great day. Once we get you moved over to the DCD StreamYard, you'll be able to stream up to 8 places at once. That'll be cool. Nick, there's this quote. It says, maybe you can take care of people and tell them things because those are the things you've needed to hear yourself. Yeah. It goes to what I call the Uncle Iroh clause. If you can't find an Uncle Iroh in your circle, you end up becoming the Uncle Iroh. It's just something that has to happen. I wish I could remember the name of specific cramps I was having while waiting for the x-ray surgery. I can understand. Painful is the name of the cramps. Nick, if you're making nurses puke or pass out x-ray tech freak out, you must have done something pretty interesting. Yeah, it was completely shattered, and they were expecting me to be being a little sissy who just squished my finger. Yeah, making medical people freak out is fun. I'm still famous with the hospital nurses and the nurses' orthopedic service. It's been almost 2 years since. I understand. How many doctors can say they took care of a person with a broken hip that ended in a sword fight? I need to hop soon, meeting a friend for lunch and doing some grocery shopping. See you all on behind the code. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, Joe. I got it for the rest of the episode, so you can duck whenever you need to, bro. Nick shocks a lot of people in many ways, occasionally. Role-playing through a Facebook page to create an amazing story. Let's do this. I'm back. Gran is back. He's Gran again. What time is behind the code? I get home around 10:30. I know it's 8 o'clock Joe's time. I think. I know, Nick. Sorry, I take it. I've been causing me issues in personal life. I'm not surprised. That is a lot in a short period of time. And I only know because I was DSP. I was studying to be a CNA, but I didn't get that far. And I specialized in the behavioral and severe cases. So my world was a whole lot of medical violence for a long time. And then I came home to help with Xander, who was having his own issues. It was a thing. And hello, mysterious plague doctor. Oh, that's Dr. Crow. Hello. Doc Crow's amazing. Great show. I'll be heading to Used Bookstore if you miss. Is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Nick already shocked me when we first met. I don't even know how I could have. Okay, we'll try to catch the rerun. And I can't believe it's been a year. I'm glad. And if you're having a slow Monday, I'll try to pop in. Yeah, I already know my behavior towards people changed the last few weeks. Because guess what? All 4 bodies have been in the last 2 weeks. That's a lot. And that kind of stress and trauma. And guys, I'm going to be running the closing ads after this because I actually do need to tend to some things today. You know, I'm 40 minutes after my hour show. But what it'll do is stress like that will bring out a lot of, if you have generational damage, it'll manifest. Anger will manifest. The frustration of being trained to help people and not being able to getting there and not being able to do something is it's monstrous. So what you do is genuinely heroic, but in order to maintain, you have to both be able to really turn off when you're not on the job, and you have to find support, like professional. And if you're having trouble and it gets too bad, you have to think about, is this a career you can do long term? This is me telling the truth, not what I want to say to make you feel better. And I'm sorry for that, but, well, we've discussed this in depth. I mean, on the show, this commentary, not your situation directly, but we discussed that quite a bit too. And I have faith in you, Ethan. I believe you can get in a position where you can do better. And yep, I've had some inner demons coming out. I did think we're still there, still working on coping with things and finding somebody I can talk to. I am intimately, personally acquainted with that feeling and experience. And I hope you can find it. And I'm going to have lunch with Angie after work. I need to go shower. Go on ahead. Give yourself some help, Ethan. And if you need to scream into the ether, we're here. You can always find us on FB. Have a great day, all. Have a good day, everyone. And later on, and we're going to call it right there. So I'm going to run some ads, and then I will sign off because there's some good folks who need ads. All right, Trey's doing amazing things, and oops, Flash Don's kitties because I can. I also want to run an ad real quick for the man, the myth, the legend, Brian K. Morris.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself.
Ho, ho, ho.
Santa-Stein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
That's right. He's doing amazing things. He always does. And I want to remind you, because we've gone all over their timeline just a bit, the wonderful things happening over at the Indie Comics Network, not the Indie CD. It's almost like I have a lot of independent associates, huh? All right, folks, I want to encourage you all to and let's see, we got a couple comments later on from Joe. And unnecessary to apologize for being real and not blowing air up someone's good show. Talk to you later. Thank you, Sarah. Well, like I said, I try to be as gentle as humanly possible. I don't always succeed. You know, you and I can succumb to a moment of anger or annoyance or fear. I am only human, contrary to popular belief. But guys, while we're out here and we're facing the week down and facing current events down and everything else, I want you to understand there are things that will happen that are beyond your control. You have not the power nor influence to change them. And that can be saddening. It can be disheartening. But in closer circles, you do have power. You have power to make changes locally. You have power to make changes in yourself and in your lives. And you can do wonders with that power. One of the great lies that has been inflicted on us, especially, I believe, as part of the indoctrination of the school systems, is that we are powerless and that there's only simple obedience and forced conformity. And that's not true, nor necessary, nor beneficial. We need to have room for critical thought. We need to have room for ideas. So I'm going to ask you guys to accept the responsibility that comes with the power to create that you have, to write and to draw and to move forward. Because when you create something, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. And I do want to stop and give Ethan, I'm sorry, that was just the vocal similarity. What I've had to do with the EMS has been accepting that there's a higher power out there and that those individuals are in the hands of the higher power, whatever that might be, God, Allah, or whoever your deity may be. I completely agree. I have seen wonders and terrors in my life that I may or may not discuss at any given point. I'm not very particular on forcing the definition of faith on anyone. But I will say there is something out there much bigger than us. And at bare minimum, it causes statistical anomalies. Dramatically appropriate changes and shifts. I, for one, have survived things I very much should not have, many times. Some very, very key. So if it's dramatically appropriate, as it often is, the best thing, therefore, is to make sure that the story of your life, like the things that we are creating, are is something that you realize you get to edit. You get to change. Because like your story, you can edit things. You can improve things. Because if you stop, it just becomes a blank page and you can't edit that. And Lord knows, I would never, dear friends, tell you something and think away. For more than one reason. So guys, get out there. Okay, have a good week. Make it yours. And I'll be back here Wednesday for another stunning episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. Till then, folks, toodles. I love you and you should too.